Raising capital sounds glamorous, but it usually begins quietly, alone, with unanswered questions and a growing sense of pressure.
Before investors appear, founders carry uncertainty through empty streets, wondering if their idea is strong enough.
Funding conversations often start at kitchen tables, where optimism mixes with quiet doubt.
Numbers begin to dominate the story, even before the story itself feels clear.
Many believe capital fuels clarity, but usually clarity must come first.
Every meeting feels like a test, even when no one says it out loud.
Silence after sending a pitch can feel louder than rejection.
Preparation becomes a ritual, a way to calm the nerves before judgment.
Founders often wait longer than expected, suspended between hope and realism. Each reply carries weight, even the polite ones that say no. Rejection slowly reframes expectations, forcing founders to listen more carefully.
Valuation becomes less about ego and more about survival.
The outside world keeps moving, unaware of the internal negotiation happening.
Every slide is a compromise between vision and credibility.
Some conversations end politely, leaving nothing concrete behind.
Fundraising rarely delivers instant validation, only more questions.
Persistence becomes the unspoken requirement no one advertises.
Capital chasing tests endurance before it ever tests the idea.
This is the part of fundraising few stories mention, but everyone lives through.
After early optimism fades, fundraising turns into a test of emotional control.
The deck keeps changing, not because the idea shifts, but because perception does. Doubt creeps in quietly, usually between meetings, never during them.
Founders start questioning not just the pitch, but their own assumptions.
Follow-ups feel necessary, yet risky, like reminding someone you exist. Numbers are reshaped to answer questions that haven't been asked yet. Between conversations, founders rehearse explanations that may never matter.
Small gestures become coping mechanisms before difficult conversations.
Nervous energy hides in routine actions no one notices.
Feedback often conflicts, leaving founders to choose what to believe.
Some days feel like progress. Others feel like quiet retreat.
Runway calculations turn time into something fragile.
Waiting becomes a skill, learned under pressure. Fundraising forces focus, even when clarity feels far away.
Every message sent feels heavier than it should. Fatigue sets in long before answers arrive. This phase teaches restraint, patience, and uncomfortable self-awareness.
Eventually, the noise settles, and patterns begin to emerge from the chaos.
This
Distance from constant pitching allows founders to think more clearly.
Clarity often comes from deciding what not to explain.
The story tightens when it reflects reality instead of aspiration.
Simplicity becomes a strategy, not a compromise.
Stepping away briefly can reset perspective more than another meeting.
Focus shifts from impressing investors to explaining the business honestly.
Practice now sounds calmer, grounded in facts rather than hope.
Travel time becomes thinking time, not anxiety time.
Honest numbers build trust faster than ambitious promises.
Perspective widens when expectations become realistic.
Calm replaces tension before conversations even begin.
Listening becomes more important than convincing.
Patterns and feedback reveal what truly matters to investors. Timelines stretch, but pressure eases when aligned with reality.
Anxiety fades as control quietly returns.
Preparation feels lighter when the message is clear.
Confidence now comes from understanding limits, not ignoring them.
This shift marks the real beginning of effective fundraising.
With clarity comes routine, turning abstract goals into daily actions. Communication becomes intentional, short, and easier to maintain.
Execution regains priority over constant storytelling.
Momentum returns through movement, not meetings.
Internal alignment matters more than external approval.
Conversations improve when expectations are clearly set.
Small signs of traction rebuild confidence steadily.
Operations ground the vision in practical reality.
Distraction fades when priorities are clear.
Days start to feel structured instead of reactive.
Small completions restore a sense of control.
Balance quietly supports endurance during long stretches.
The pitch evolves naturally alongside the business.
Reflection replaces rumination between tasks.
Outreach becomes consistent, no longer emotional.
Patience now feels deliberate, not forced.
Clear numbers simplify every future conversation.
Progress is measured in stability, not applause.
Execution becomes the anchor through the rest of fundraising.
Looking back reveals how much was learned through repetition and mistakes.
Fundraising teaches patience more reliably than any mentor.
Lessons arrive fastest when captured before emotion fades.
Improvement becomes visible when progress is documented honestly.
Not all advice is equal, but all of it reveals perspective.
Sustainable timelines protect both founders and companies. Confidence now shows up quietly, without performance.
Sometimes the most valuable move is simply listening.
Clear updates replace long explanations.
Perspective grows when pressure finally eases.
Order reduces stress more than optimism ever did.
Fundraising blends into daily life once fear fades.
Responses no longer define the dayer's emotional outcome.
Thinking extends beyond the next check or meeting.
Stability becomes its own form of progress.
Lessons settle when they are no longer resisted.
Fundraising stops feeling personal and starts feeling procedural.
These lessons shape decisions long after the round closes.
Distance, fundraising becomes one chapter, not the whole story.
Attention shifts toward building something that lasts beyond this round.
Life outside fundraising resumes its normal rhythm.
Purpose matters more once money stops being the main focus.
Time horizons stretch, reducing urgency and sharpening intent.
Teams feel steadier when the pressure to perform disappears.
Long-term thinking replaces short-term persuasion.
Strategy now serves the product, not the pitch.
Progress feels quieter, but more meaningful.
The future stops feeling rushed once capital is contextualized.
Success begins to look different than it once did.
Fundraising materials lose importance as execution takes over.
Confidence now comes from consistency, not validation.
Direction matters more than speed over time.
Stillness allows reflection, rarely possible during fundraising. Old narratives are retired to make room for reality.
The journey feels longer, but less heavy.
Reflection reframes the past as preparation, not struggle. Raising capital was never the destination, only a tool.
The truth is simple. Building the company always mattered.
more than the money.